to see you there. Would you like to hear a story? It's good, I'm sure. Well, let me convince you by just starting off and telling you a little bit about the story. It takes place in ancient Greece. I have your attention, don't I? It's a story of death. It tells of a great beast, the Minotaur, half man, half bull, and a young man, Theseus, who is destined to kill the beast. It tells of kings and wars, of beautiful women, well, girls, and thieves. It tells of great men of strength and some gods. It begins like this.
That is amazing.
Minos was king of Crete, and the first ruler to control the Mediterranean Sea, which he ruled with pirates. He had with him a famed craftsman, Daedalus, the Athenian, who was exiled from Athens because he had murdered his nephew. King Minos, who loved the boat, told everyone how great he was, and that the gods would grant him anything he wished for.
I am the greatest. The gods praise me. They shall grant me any wish I make, without hesitation. Daedalus, are you getting all this?
Yes, sire.
We should make a sacrifice to Poseidon.
Yes, we shall. We shall sacrifice a white bull in his name.
And so, to prove his allegations, King Minos made all the preparations for a sacrifice himself. Then prayed that a bull would emerge from the sea. Miraculously, a beautiful white bull swam ashore. Minos admired it so much that he decided to keep it and sacrifice a different one from his herd instead. The unwise decision angered Poseidon, who, to avenge this insult against him, caused King Minos' wife to give birth to his son. But this was as much a blessing as a curse, for you see the child was half man, half bull. It was a wretched being. The minute caused much shame to King Minos, much to the delight of Poseidon.
That wretched thing is not my son. It is an abomination. You must consult the oracle, or it may devour a whole city.
King Minos consulted the oracle. The oracle answered that he ought to have Daedalus build a suitable cage. Minos thereupon had Daedalus build the labyrinth, an enormous maze, and placed the Minotaur at the center. It was a massive fortress from which only he and Daedalus could escape. In the meantime, Minos' son went to Athens and was killed. King Minos, enraged at this fact, waged war on Athens and defeated them. The Athenians, who were now desperate, made a plea to Apollo, and Apollo told them that they should fulfill all of the King Minos' demands.
You must fulfill all of King Minos' demands.
King Minos demanded that he was to receive a tribute of 7 young men and 7 young women every 7 years, so that he could feed the Minotaur. To this demand, the Athenians agreed. Meanwhile, while all this was happening, King Aegeus and Aethra were blessed with a child, but King Aegeus had to leave, so he told Aethra to never say who was the child's father, and he told her that he was placing a sword under a large stone, and that when the child was old enough to lift the stone, that the child would take upon that sword and search for his father. The child was named Theseus, and when he was old enough, he indeed did take upon the sword and went to search for his father. He slayed without mercy 2 notorious thieves who terrorized the country, and eventually came to Athens, where he came upon a palace. There his father, whose name was King Aegeus, saw the sword and recognized his son. Pretty soon, Theseus was entitled prince and was able to end wars that afflicted Athens. All was well, and it was time of joy in Athens. However, the joy did not last. Minos' tribute came due, and as the ship approached, the 7 youths and 7 maidens had to prepare to leave. Theseus was so touched by the spectacle of grief that this preparation aroused. So he volunteered to lead the group himself, promising the families of the others who would go with him that he would bring them back all alive. Naturally, Aegeus was not eager to allow his recently discovered son and heir to depart on such a dangerous task, but Theseus insisted, promising to hoist a white sail upon his return rather than the usual black one, to signal his father that he was returning safely.
Father, I finally found you.
Welcome, my son. I have waited many years for you to reach maturity and kneel before me to accept your duty. Rise now, my son. You are a prince of Athens.
I shall not disappoint you, Father. I shall rid thy enemies from the land. All the spectacle of grief is too much to bear. I shall lead these poor folk in the King Minotaur's lap and slay the Minotaur myself.
Son, I'm reluctant to allow you to go, but since it is for the good of the people, kill the Minotaur and make him pay for all the death and fear he has caused us.
If I shall succeed, I will bear white sails instead of the usual black, Father.